Hello everybody, welcome to Awesome Rusty Bucket. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already and drop a like on this video. I am trying to hit 100k subscribers on this channel by the end of the year, so your subscription would be much appreciated. Also drop a like. It only takes 1 second and it makes a massive difference. Good Lord, I have been struggling to record today. The Los Angeles Lakers are currently the third worst team in the league record-wise. The New Orleans Pelicans own the Los Angeles Lakers 2023 first-round draft pick with 0 protections on it. So that means the New Orleans Pelicans have the third highest odds of drafting Victor Wembanyama. And then, even if it's not Victor, there is a huge chance that they go with number 2 and get Scoot Henderson, who also seems to be a borderline generational prospect. So, damn. That is a very scary prospect, is it not? The potential of Victor Wembanyama, who appears to be, in many people's eyes, one of the most anticipated prospects basketball has seen in a long time, to the point where it seems like half of the teams in the league are going to be in a race to the bottom this year for their chances to get him. It is expected that at this year's trade deadline, there are going to be a handful of teams that are going to be selling for the sake of trying to race to the bottom to get the guy, like I said. So with that being the case, if the Pelicans get him, wow. So obviously, well, the first thing to talk about is I want to talk about the AD trade out of the gate. We'll talk about what that looks like on the floor with that core with Victor mixed in the mix. But at least let's talk about the AD trade first, because I understand that the Lakers won a championship, but if the Lakers end up getting the Pelicans end up getting Lonzo Ball, who they obviously eventually would lose, although they turn that into Devontae Graham, which is not actually, good. But there's that. There's Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, who you ended up trading to get CJ McCollum. I believe they also traded a first-round pick, but ultimately Josh Hart and him being a fantastic role player is a big reason why that trade went down. So you got CJ McCollum out of it. Obviously, you got Brandon Ingram out of it. And if I'm not mistaken, I might be. I feel like Herb Jones was a second-round pick. I feel like Herb Jones was a pick related to the deal, but I actually feel like that's wrong now. I don't know. Either way, Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, a bunch of first-round picks, and now let's just say Victor Wembanyama, who is 7'3". I believe he has an 8-foot wingspan. He can jump out of the gym. He's really long. He is pretty damn fast. He has really good foot speed for someone who's 7'3". He has handle. He has a jump shot. He is out there taking one-legged threes over defenders because he's so tall. Who cares? The release point of his jump shot is as high as the rim is. If you want to get a hand over a Victor Wembanyama jump shot, you have to jump as high as you would have to jump to dunk. This guy is probably going to be very good if he does not have injury issues. Even if he doesn't quite live up to expectations, at the very least, if this guy is a pretty good three-point shooter, a great rim protector, a really good athlete with capable ability off of the dribble, and that's just the role player version of him, like a juiced Miles Turner, even that would be super duper unfair to give to the New Orleans Pelicans, given where that Pelicans roster is. So if you ask me, if that is everything that the Pelicans got out of the Anthony Davis trade, save your 2020 championship. I would genuinely rather have all of those players than just that guaranteed ring. And I understand that it's hard to say anything like that. It's hard to say, like, I'm going to turn down this guaranteed ring, but for real, I would be shocked if that core, health permitted, did not get you that ring. I know the health permitted thing is definitely a notable side note there, but for real, the Pelicans, if they went into next year with CJ McCollum, Herb Jones, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, and Victor Wembanyama as the starting center, maybe you would continue to have Valanciunas. You have Jose Alvarado off of the bench. Like, oh my God, that's a really good basketball team. And not only is it really good on the offensive end because of the spacing that's going to come from Victor Wembanyama being a really good shooter, but there's also the practical facts on defense. Like, why can't I talk? Jonas Valanciunas is not a particularly special defensive player. He's a really big body who knows how to be a big body, and that is about all he is contributing on the defensive end. He can just be huge in front of the basket and try to jump at the right time, and sometimes that deters players, especially big men. But that's about it. When it comes to anything like stepping out onto the perimeter, disaster. If Victor Wembanyama is there, he presumably has the foot speed to handle the perimeter. And then he is huge, has blocked shots all the time, long-ass arms, can jump really high, and he's a great rim protector. So you have him rim protecting, you have him on the perimeter, and then like if Zion could be anything close to the defensive guy that he has the potential to be, something like that, like scary defensive team, even scarier offensive team with a lot of depth, and then project a couple of years forward and say that Zion and Victor are both like peaking around the same time. Both players who people think could potentially be MVP level guys in the league. Zion has already proven he can be a high volume scorer on crazy efficiency. If you have both of those guys on that team, like Brandon Ingram is your third option. Maybe CJ's aged out at that point, but like CJ is your fourth option. That's a scary basketball team, man. That is a scary, scary basketball team. And frankly, the Lakers can't allow this to happen. Like, I know it's fun to crap on the Lakers, believe me, and I love, it's also helpful for getting views, which I appreciate. But frankly, for the future of the league, we might have to pull for the Lakers to, let's just hope for them to get the 11th seed, I'm not saying we have to root for them to make the playoffs, but unless you're a Pelicans fan or you just really like the Pelicans, but like you're not a fan, you know what I mean. Like I'm not a fan of the Denver Nuggets, but they're my second favorite team to watch. Things like that. We should be rooting for the success of the Lakers for the sake of this super team not coming together. But it's also possible, as guaranteed as some people seem to believe that Victor Wembanyama is, anything is possible. Any player can be a bust. Any player could have a career-ending injury. You never know. Obviously, you don't root for something like that to happen. But I'm not going to lie. I am genuinely, actually terrified by the prospect of Wembanyama on that Pelicans team. But yeah, that is it. Goodbye.